Namaste, my friends. Day three, Ashtanga Yoga at the house, the challenge, being with myself, my breath, aligning myself, really focusing, giving myself the time care. Right. So, one thing I've really started noticing about practicing yoga on my own is that I have a deeper connection to myself and what I need and what I'm going through. And I was just having the thought that I want to do more of it, even when the studio opens back up in a couple of weeks. I want to do more home practices. And one thing that I like is I can really see what I like. Like today, I was noticing that I was going a bit slow in my Ashtanga, that it says to take 5 breaths in each pose, but my breath is so slow and so deep that like that's too long for me. And so I need to cut down to like 3 breaths in a pose, 1 breath to get in, and then probably stay for 2 breaths, and then on that final breath coming out, you know. So, and it was pretty good today. Like I felt like my mind is getting quieter that now that I'm getting used to practicing at home. And I'm just getting used to going through Ashtanga and knowing the series and, just going for it. And I'm starting to think less about what the poses next are, although I am still a little bit thinking about it. But I think that as I go along this journey more and I get the repetitions in of the poses and the ones that I need, and I can like modify some and, have a unique twist to it, I will be coming out better and seeing, how different poses affect different things, how it affects my mind differently. So I think this is a time for exploration for me and really seeing who I am and what I can make of myself and seeing how poses, the effects of different poses on my psyche and the speed and like what are all the elements that I can be in control of. And since I want to be a yoga teacher soon, I think I definitely need to like develop a home practice and like knowing how to create my own flows and my own things, and then like writing them down, recording them, seeing what they do, like just doing like stop motion or whatever, and just seeing how I can progress. And it was like I noticed that even in Warrior 2, it's like just because I gave myself the time to actually think about how to get into the pose, I was I was taking my time getting into it, and I felt like I was doing a pretty good Warrior 2 pose. And usually it's like I just go straight into it when I'm in a class, and like if I make my squatting leg straight, I'll just like strain it and go right back into it. But today it's like I made my bent leg straight. I got into like triangle pose and like squared my hips and shoulders and leveled them all the way, to the wall in front of me. And then from this position, while maintaining the position of my hips and my shoulders, I was just pulling my knee forward and trying not to change anything else, just pulling the knee forward. And it felt like I was getting into a really good Warrior 2 pose. And so this is something that I can teach other people how to do and, like help them align, have better alignment in the poses. And yeah, I want to work out harder. That's something I realized I really like, fast paced and like very active practices. So I am going to just do like 2 breaths in a pose and half a breath to get in, half a breath to get out, 3 breaths per pose, and then doing chaturanga, back to back. It's very similar to how Core Power does it, just super fast. And I might even like crank up the heat to just like do it in a heated room and get some of those benefits of doing it in a more heated room where like my body's more loose and warmed up. So I think tomorrow that's what I'm going to do. And then I notice again, like the metta kind of gets repetitive, but it's like there's a moment that you get to really capture and to really embody the metta. And it's like you got to make space. I have to make space for those moments when they come, and I must be able to sustain that space. And that's also something I've been working on outside of my life and my relationship is like just being able to sustain a space so that if my partner is opening up to me, I can hold that space and not like rush through it and actually be actively listening and trying to just be there, which is what we can all do most of the time is just like be there fully, without hesitation, without anything, without desiring anything. And so in the poses too, I mean, like with my breathing, I was struggling a little bit with my breathing, but like less than yesterday and the day before. It was just like, go back to the breath. Just be at the breath. Be at the breath. It's like I would start losing you, just go back to the breath. And like this dance that I'm doing with myself, with my concentration and my focus, going elsewhere and coming back, going elsewhere and coming back. It's like it's allowing me to really like master my mind and to be like, okay, we know what we want to do, we know what we're here for, we know what we're doing, and this is how we're going to do it, why we're going to do it. All that has already been answered, and then all that's left is to do it. And I am proud because I was like every breath was long and deep. Like not a single one was too shallow or anything. Like if I got distracted, it would just be like for a little bit, for like a few seconds, and then I would come back. But in those few seconds, it's like my breath is already in a deep rhythm, and so like it just continues the rhythm, and it's like I'll get distracted, but the breath will continue its rhythm, and I'll come back in time to just keep the rhythm going instead of disrupting it. Now, if I would be distracted for too long, I feel like I would naturally lose the deep rhythm, the long rhythm, the very steady rhythm. And so it's like it's coming back to what that is and just really, really seeing what everything is and really appreciating yoga and what it does for me. And I'm actually, yeah, looking forward to see where this journey takes me. And I think I'm gonna start doing personal yoga in the evening. Um, Sort of like I'm still gonna go like once Core Power opens up, I'm definitely gonna be going a lot. But I want to have more sessions. I don't know if I want to do it every day yet at home, or just like a little bit, or like a few days a week, or what the situation is. Because I will be going to Core Power 10 to 12 times a week, and really just like powering it in, just like going back to back, studying with as many teachers and going to as many classes and really just going deep into yoga because I really like yoga. I enjoy it. And it is something that I am going to pursue and master and really be with. And 5, 10, 15, 30, 40, 100 years, however many years that I'm here for, I will be on the yogic path. I will be on this journey of self love and self appreciation. And yeah, I was having a conversation with my friend, and I just remember thinking to myself and like voicing this and communicating this was that, yoga it's all about how much you love yourself, you know. Anything that you do that's taking care of you, that is helping you, it's all dependent on if you actually love yourself or not. You could say you love yourself, or you could feel like you should love yourself, or you must love yourself, or you have to love yourself, or like, a lot of things that, you should love yourself, and therefore you may think you love yourself. But if your actions aren't where that intention is, then you don't really love yourself. And that's what I found with myself. Like when I wouldn't do my practice, I wouldn't really take care of myself, from my health to my eating habits, my exercising. When I would like avoid all those, it's like I wasn't showing myself that I loved myself. But like I could think it, like I would be depressed and I would be like, oh, it's, just a phase, tell myself whatever to get through it. But it's like there isn't that actual feeling that I am loving myself. Whereas when I'm actually doing the activities, the actions, the actual reality of taking care of myself, that is like it's rooted in how much I actually love myself. And it's like the more that I love myself, the more that I want the best for myself, and the more I'm willing to do the things, especially the hard things, and that's to show myself that I love myself. because I deserve those hard things. And it's not like the hard things don't have a reward, you know. It's not like you have a hard workout and you're just gonna feel like shit afterwards. I mean, you might be sore physically, but mentally, emotionally, you'll be so free and like freaking just feeling amazing. At least with me with yoga, that's how I feel. I just feel fucking wonderful and free and just out of this world. And so it's like I actually want to develop this love for myself through my practice, not just thinking I love myself or wishing I loved myself or intending to love myself, but my actions, my self-love, my self-care will be how I develop that love for myself. And so this is a practice that, you know, like I'm doing yoga at home right now because the studio's closed. And usually I just like not do yoga, but I think it just shows me how much I actually care about myself to do like an hour of yoga on my own in the morning and to wake up at like 6:30. Well, I wake up at like 6 and then get out of bed at 6:30 and start yoga. So it's like it's really powerful to see myself in that position and to actually see myself getting up in the morning and doing yoga and like doing kirtan and making videos, and it's like I'm just like, wow, I'm actually a part of this and I'm actually doing this. So that feels really good, and I just really want to love myself like to the fullest. I really do love myself. Like I'm not even joking. It's just like I really love myself a lot because I am awesome. I believe I am awesome. I am awesome. Even if I don't believe it. But I do believe it. It's hard not to believe it when I am so awesome. I freaking love every aspect of myself. Like, yeah. I mean, I feel like I could do more in helping people, but I am doing more than I used to, which is enough for me. And then, like, in the future, hopefully, I'm doing more than I'm doing now. And I'm okay with the current progress and where I am at. And I'm happy that I am where I am. And it's only going to the future from here. All right, namaste, my friends. I think that is all that I have to say today.